live. Evening, folks. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're enjoying the first day of spring. In Scotland, it's sucked big time. Wind and rain, you know, not a daffodil to be seen anywhere. I don't know. Whatever kind of flowers meant to blossom in spring. But so tonight, everybody's watched our shows. All our guests have always been from the paranormal, and they've been in the paranormal for a while. But we have a brand new guest tonight who is just starting to dip her toes into the paranormal. So we'll get Aimee Devine with us tonight. How are we, Aimee?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm fine. Just enjoying the spring weather.
It's cleared up now. It was all right after kind of dinner time. It dried up a bit.
Well, I picked a wee one up for school at 3 o'clock, and it was absolutely howling.
Aye.
And you think, it's meant to be spring. Where are we going to get a break? Do you know what I mean? What's the summer going to be like? Because it's been like this since 1947 or something, I think. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, enough about the weather. So Aimee's just starting to venture into our field, basically. You know, she's a newbie. I don't get any newbies on the show.
Well, I'm glad I'm your first.
You're my first newbie. You don't mind that title, do you?
No, absolutely not.
That's fine. There's a wife in saying hello. She's actually sitting in the living room playing the Xbox, believe it or not. So, what got you interested in the paranormal?
So I've always been interested. There's always an answer for something else. I always want the deeper answer to questions. And it was I watched something years ago, and I was like, but why is it moving? Why? So it was like, I think it was like paranormal, something on the telly. And I was like, but why is that moving? How can that do that? So that sparked my interest. And then from then, I've always watched it. I've always been interested in it. But last year, we started doing all the waterfalls in Scotland. So we would go and see all of them. Mm-hmm. And then as you kind of notice, there's lots of ruins and stuff like that run about it. So that always, so what was that? Why is that there? What did that do? And then it got into abandoned places, and from there it's just escalated.
But that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people come into the paranormal because, you know, a lot of young people come in because they've watched like Ghost Adventures or Ghost Dimensions, or, you know, and they may be good in their first investigation, and it's happened to us many a time. You know, like the K2 will flicker once, you know. There's my bestie, Laura, she's one of ours, but she's my bestie as well. She likes to rub it in. How you doing, bestie? Aye. So they're doing an investigation, and the K2 will maybe flicker a couple of times, you know, and well, that was crap, and they'll get him. But as you say, something made that K2 flicker.
Yeah.
You know, or that cat ball move, or whatever it was. And so you start like, well, it didn't just go off on its own.
Yeah.
You know, so what kind of made that happen? But a lot of people don't. I think it's to the patience side of it. What do you think?
So I think it is. Like, I think you need to have a lot of patience. Nothing's just going to go, like, everything's going to go bang, 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 and then that's it. Like, there's always, like, you see it a lot. Folk will be like, oh, the ghosts need energy, or they need something else. And it's like, but I always think they're in a loop. So I think all the ghosts or some of them is stuck in a loop, and they just do this loop all day, every day, of like a traumatic experience or whatever they may have experienced of how they died or anything. So I think like if you let that loop continue, you'll get something else. But then I think it's what you bring to it as well. Like if you're going there in your crabbit and you can't be bothered that night, nothing's going to happen.
Aye, exactly. That's Craig in here. That's Laura's other half. He's one of yours as well. Hello, old man. And he always goes on to my age. He's jealous because I'm only 47. I mean, he's catching up with me anyway. So That's Laura's. I was going to say better half, but Laura would probably slap me the next time I see her.
You're not the besties after that.
No, I'll lose the honour of being bestie probably.
Aye.
But as you say, we've had that. We were and we picked up many an EVP. There's my wife getting her. I'm 60. All right, Aimee, I'm 60. I'm old.
You don't look
But
at
you can pretend, can you?
Aye.
You're what age, dear? And yes, Laura will slap you. I just said it, Laura. I said I'm 60. And you can tell me this on a daily basis.
No. They can keep you on the toes.
Oh, I say to my wife, and Laura's your best pal, basically. No offence to Craig. But you're on the phone every day with them, and sometimes you just say to them with the two of you, they're more like sisters.
Right.
I don't know if you've got a sister or no, but sisters can just go at it for no reason at all.
Day.
And they'll argue the slightest little thing.
Oh, aye.
Even though it's totally mind-numbingly daft, that's lovely with bits, but at the end of the day, sometimes you just need to turn the tap off and say, right, you just quit it, basically.
No.
Anyway, enough about my life. We're talking about the paranormal and yourself, you know what I mean? I forgot what I was saying. We picked up many an EVP. Here we go. That's because Sarah and I are the pretty young eye candy. I've told you what I'm the looks to the operation. Not you. You're the writer, Sarah's the tech. I'm the looks. Craig's the height. Craig's about 6 foot. I always get this wrong. Craig's about 6 foot. 6'7", something like that.
You'll be like a giant to me. I'm only 5'1".
I'm 5'6". See, somebody smaller than me. I actually met somebody smaller than me when we were out at Caldwell with Spig last week. 6 long years between us. I'm still a young lad compared to you. It's all the mindset, Craig. It's all the mind.
They're just rubbing it right into you.
They are. No, just keep me stinking. And they maybe totally forget what. Aye. Third time lucky, right? Third time lucky. We've been out and we've caught EVPs, and some have been intelligent answers to what we've been asking, but the other ones, it sounds like, people working or whatever. There you go. This is every day. It is every day, and it wears you down. That's our day here.
You would get a good laugh at each other.
Aye. Even my eyebrows are receding. That's how bad it gets. Do you know what I mean? Well, my hair can't recede, so the next time my eyebrows
are next.
They're next to they're totally putting me off. Well, I'm talking about. It's called residual hauntings. And it's stuff that's been on in the past that's still going on. I'll give a quick example. One of the times we did Caldwell way back, we picked up. There we go. Hold on. Excuse me again, Aimee. 6'6". Most people are smaller than me. Doesn't mean they're not mightier. I'll just agree with that one. Yeah. I'll just agree with that one. And the stairwell, and because you've been to Caldwell, which we'll come to, where the old lift shafters, the stairwell. Yeah. We picked up a sound, a mechanical sound. And then at the end, it lasted for about 10-12 seconds, and then there was a ping at the end there. And the old kind of lift, I don't know, you might not remember them, but the old kind of lifts, you go to the floor, the lift used to ping. That's exactly what it sounded like. So we wondered, have we caught an EVP of something, maybe somebody using that lift? Because yourself, Caldwell is dead, power-wise. There's nothing in.
Aye, there's nothing there.
There's only a frame of a lift shaft left, basically, if you can call it that. But it was a definite mechanical sound, and it was a wee ping at the end. Well, is that the sound of somebody using the lift back when it was a working building? Some people might say that's that, but the sound was there.
Aye, but see, sometimes it's like you just can't decide where it is. you'd rack your brain all night trying to decide, wouldn't you?
Aye, well, that sound. If it hadn't been for the ping, I would have sat and think, right,
You wouldn't have
what could
got
cause
it.
it? And then,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying 100% it was the lift. Might not be, don't know.
But then there's
But,
what else could it been?
well, aye, plus in the area where we caught it, beside the lift. But as you said earlier, your mind, you start to create questions in your mind.
Yeah.
What could it be? Who could it have been? What could it have been? Why did it happen? And it's and it just keeps running around about basic all the time. So
Yeah.
what experiences have you had?
So the most recent one was we were in, wait till I get this right. So we were in Glazenock and we were walking through it, and I had never ever been, but my mum and my brother had been a few weeks before, so they kind of knew where to go and where you could walk. So I'm standing in this, what I just thought was a room, and I'm like, I can hear singing, like, but it was like humming, but like, it's like a choir sings and they all sing in like a harmony. So I'm like, and I stopped everybody and I was like, does anybody else hear this? And they were like, no, I don't hear nothing. And I was like, no, I can hear it. And as I turned round, so I was standing with my back to the wall, where the wall used to be. The wall had fell through, and I was standing with my back to it. And I turned round and it was an old church. So inside you could see like all the brown wooden where it would represent a church. And I'm like, no, I can hear her singing. So that left me with mere questions and I had answers to. So I came home and I googled it and I looked at old pictures, and that room was actually the church. They used to have choirs and Sunday, I'm guessing, services and stuff in it. And I'm like, oh my God, freaked out. And then we went to Heartwood. And after we left, I was looking through all my pictures that I had taken. And so you've been to Heartwood?
No, we were looking at. There was a girl from that area was going to take us last year. We were looking at, but we never heard from her again. And then there was a big fire.
Aye.
And so I want to do a couple of comments to stick out. I'll probably them up in a wee second, but I want to do. I've heard there's a massive big basement in Hartwood.
Oh, the basement and the tunnels are massive. So basically, depending on what way you go in, we first went in and it was the nurses' building. And I took a picture of the nurses' building and my mum standing right beside me took a picture at the same time, same place. The only thing was she was standing beside me. So we were sitting in the car on the way home, and I've saved the picture so I can show you. And there's a full figure in the window. So I googled. So once we'd seen that, I googled when I came home Heartwood nurses outfits, like what they would have wore.
Aye.
And it is the exact thing of what I caught in the window.
Camera.
So I don't know if I can turn the camera around on this. Will that turn it round? Oh, aye. So I'll zoom out first so you know it's just the right picture, right? Zoom in. So
And
in this
in the bottom,
window. Yeah.
bottom window.
Right here. And
You can
then
see.
so then I go to my mum's, and my mum's is the same picture. And you only see like the side arm.
Aye, it's the right hand side as I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
You just see it sticking out the side, but then you couldn't see whoever it was, when you were standing there.
So like
See that's weird. I'll put these comments up first, and then because we had a similar picture. It wasn't a person; it was a light. Residual haunts are like a video that just keeps repeating the same thing continuously. It's a repetition of actions or events or deeds that the spirits have done that they repeat through the years. Yeah. Laura says, don't forget the Whispering Lady and the F-offs. And I'll come to them. Laura was at Hartwood as a kid. She says, we did Dalcahan. Don't know if you've been to Dalcahan, down near Daly.
Also, we've been there as well. So that's quite creepy. So we had seen it on TikTok first about this guy saying, watch for the footsteps as you walk in. You can hear them right at the right hand side at the stairs. You can hear it. So we walked in. We never heard it nor seen it in Dalhara, but the building behind it's either horses stables. They're meant to be like really, really active.
We tried to get in there, but the windows were too small. But I think somebody from Spig actually got into the actual
so now
stables.
See where the horses stable is. There's no door on the horses stable, and there's a door inside it that lets you into all that building.
We need to keep that in mind, because we've done Dalcahan a handful of times, but one time we were there at night, and Charlie and Locks was there, Laura was there as well, and so we're out in the forecourt, you know yourself, at night, it's pitch black, can't see nothing, and I took some photographs, and it wasn't until I got home, I'll send you the photograph. We noticed that there was a light in one of the second floor windows.
Oh wow.
There was no flares in Dalcahan apart from the ground floor.
Aye, none.
And none of us, I mean, I don't know, Laura, I think it was about 10 years there or something at the time. None of us, we would have seen that light.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, because you can't see your hand practically.
No, aye.
But I've got the normally good with technology, as I say, but I try to zoom in on the picture, and it looks to me, I'm going to emphasise this, it looks to me if it's a woman with a kind of white bonnet thing on. It's just her head. You can't see her body, it's just her head, looks like she's got a white bonnet. But we found, well, that was going to explain, you still have that one. I'll go through my photo. I'm 95% sure I've still got the photo. But, you know, it's stuff like that guy, you know, the photo you took at Hartwood, you don't see it at the time, but it's later on when you look back, that's when you see things. And you think, well, you know why? And so it makes you question, well, who was it? It was one of the former staff that is still doing what they were doing back in the day, you know.
Right. So that bit in Hartwood as well has got no floors. You can't stand in there.
Yeah, there was somebody at the window.
Yeah. And now I think that was 4 floors up. So the way I've zoomed in, but I think it was something like 4 floors up that. And now there's no flares.
We do need to get to Hartwood, because we've been talking about it for months, but it's one of these places you say, right, I'm going to go, but you never actually get round to it. But it's interesting you say about the footsteps of Dalcahan, because twice we've done it, and twice we've heard footsteps at the back where the room with the metal door is.
Is that like it's a wee tiny square inside that metal room?
Aye, see when you're looking at the house. See if you get in the...
Oh, right,
You get on the left-hand side. Just as you go in, kind of like the back corridor, I would say, there's a room with a metal door.
I wouldn't go in it.
We've been out. The room's fine. I think it was maybe some kind of storage room, because it always puzzled us why there was a metal door on this room. So, you know, at first, at first we thought, maybe it was some kind of prison or something like that, all these
Aye.
mad thoughts you get, they used to lock people in there. But
Mhm.
we think it was some kind of storage room. I say with Caldwell, the boy at the window that everybody saw. There's no flares in Caldwell. Craig's asking,
Aye.
how did you get started in paranormal investigations?
So I've never actually done an investigation, which is crazy, but it's just the interest. There's always, I think, do you know what I think it is? See once, so I think, especially that I caught that picture, so I've not seen it, and I need to prove that there's something there. When there
Aye.
there's always something there, but I just need to prove it.
You're like kind of Columbo. That's how I compare it. Did you ever watch Columbo?
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh, the American Google. The American detective, Sarah and Laura slag me off. I've been a fan of Columbo. He's Peter Falk. He's passed away now, but it was a big TV series in the 70s and 80s and stuff. And he was a kind of LA downtrodden LA detective. And the way Columbo, the program worked, was it shows you who did it and how they did it. But then the program was about how Columbo worked it out. So he'd the crime and then he'd to work it out. And that's what I compare it to. You've got your photograph, or your EVP. So then you'd maybe try to start to work out, how's that possible? Who is it? Why did that happen? So I call it Columbo, but I get slagged because, I'm an old fogey because I like this guy. Laura hates him. Laura's going to hold your hand if you get back. That's nice.
So that's fine. See, the whole time I'm clung to my mum. Like, I've got her no, my mum's smaller than me and I'm clung round her. I'm like, if I'm going anywhere, you're coming with me.
I wish were you expecting your mum to exercise or fight them over something?
If something comes running to me, I'm flinging my mum first so I can run away.
Well, we've been doing this nearly 6 years and I've never experienced anything bad or negative. The only thing I've experienced is we've done Canongate years ago, Canongate Kirk in Edinburgh. I don't know if you know it or not. It's like a smaller version of Greyfriars.
Aye.
We went there one night. We were doing our investigation in Greyfriars. We went to Canongate first and we parked the car right outside and Sarah was there. I can't mind if Laura was there or no, but Sarah's brother was there as well. And we just get this feeling that we weren't wanted. It wasn't demonic or anything like that. It was just we got this feeling we weren't wanted. So the girls, they went back to the car and I went for a walk around, as you do, because you're there. Nosiness kind of takes over. I think that's how most paranormal investigators start out, trying to get proof.
Yeah.
Wear big girl pants, you'll be fine. Plus, you'll have a 6'6" guy having your back. You'll be
That's fine. I'll just hide behind you because they'll never see me. I'm too small.
But it is. I mean, listen, Laura, there's a comment Laura put up about the whispering lady. If you go to your TikTok, I think it's the third video. I don't mean right now. I'm just going to check what video it is. I think it's the third video in.
Is this the one he's done at Caldwell?
Caldwell, aye. We call the whispering lady. Aye, it's the third video in. It's pinned at the top of the. But if you watch that, aye, so it was one of your first investigations. In fact, it might have been our first investigation there. We were in the stairwell and there was a group of us and we had the necrophonic on and everybody was hearing what they described as a sharp intake of breath that was getting at different intervals, getting closer. I never heard it. I couldn't hear it. But there's a bit where we heard this woman whispering. I was the only one that heard it. But the weird thing was that everybody reacted at the same time they were reacting to the sharp intake of breath because they say get really, really close. As I say, I couldn't hear it, and I was reacting to the lady. So we both thought that we were reacting to the same thing.
The same
Is that
thing.
confusing?
No.
But when I says the whisper, did you not hear that woman? No, I never heard it. Never. And we played it back and we played it over and over because we could not make out what she was saying. And it was a guy called Jim Martin who runs the Spirit Realm Network. He was on the show one night, and he's right into all his audio stuff. He says, I'll break it down for you on the show. So he did, and it turns out that the lady is saying, is your light better now? And because so Jim says, if you watch your footage, just before that voice, your EMF meters at your feet, it goes to red twice. So it goes to red, then you move it, then it goes to red again. And that thing never ever goes to red.
Yeah.
So it goes to red a second time, and then you get that woman. Says, but that wasn't through the app. She was standing, because I think I sent it to about 10 or 11 people, and just says, well, give me your thoughts on this. And it says, that's not through the app. She was actually beside you when she was asking. You know?
Wow.
And we can't explain. The girls get told to, another investigation we done, because where is that? Aye. Don't forget the whistle and the F4. Another investigation we done, we split into two groups, and the girls done the house, and we caught the circle, see the road that goes right around the big circle. And we were on our way back up, and we heard a car horn, and turned out it was Sarah blasting her car horn. So we ran, and they were all outside, basically terrified. And they says that a loud male voice in the house told them to F off.
Wow.
So me and one of the other guys went in and went down the basement. He went one way, I went the other. There was nobody there, not a soul. And you know yourself, Aimee, you can't get back out without being seen.
Yeah, no.
And so I says to the lassie, I says, right, take 10, 15 minutes, have a fag, a coffee, whatever. We'll get back in. While we were outside, we heard, I think it was footsteps, loud footsteps.
Oh, no.
And so as recently we ran back in. Just thinking there is somebody in that house.
There is somebody here.
There wasn't anybody physically there. The only time I got freaked was at Dunure Castle. I was blindfolded and answering questions via the necrophone. Suddenly I saw faces flying at me, and it freaked me out. I had to go outside and have 5 minutes to recover. Sometimes I struggle with fancy words.
I've always said that they'll have Dunure Castles. There's something there.
We've had a few there. But the weird thing with the Whispering Lady was we did an investigation at Loudon with Spig, and I had the blindfold and the headphones on, and I got it again through the headphones.
Oh my God.
So
she might be attached to you.
I don't know, but I mean, nothing free, but I took the headphones off and I said, I just get that woman again for Caldwell. I called the Whispering Lady. As long as she's nothing, we're not easily spooked by that. You know, that night they were, I think that was the last investigation we did at Caldwell, because I think we were too kind of freaked out to get back. We did some during the day. But we'll come back to Caldwell, but not Dunure Castle. We've had footsteps there. I've just got to say the same. We always get a French woman at Dunure Castle who likes to make spicy noises. That's an unusual way to explain it. Let's just say she makes quite amorous noises towards men. And we get her practically every time.
So what's what's the history behind then there? Why does the French come into it? Is there any reason?
At Dunure. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've no tidied up on my history in Dunure, but I would imagine, you know yourself, like history, I mean, there's hundreds of castles, and all down through the decades and centuries, there would have been many different nationalities visiting these castles, visiting the towns and stuff.
Yeah.
So it could have been somebody who was maybe a visitor, or she was maybe married to somebody who lived in the castle, or maybe worked in the castle. Maybe she worked in the castle at one
Right.
point. You know, we would just always get our
Come in.
French women. I have an attachment to Aimee Scott, explain about that. This is a weird one. When Laura's in the car and we leave, you know the seatbelt sensors you get in the cars?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the middle one in the back seat always goes off when she's sitting in the back of the car. Some people might say it's a faulty sensor, but it happened in the last car we had as well. This
Oh my
sensor
God.
goes off when so I think maybe she's getting followed about, but we're not sure. You know what it's
Nah,
like.
no, it definitely sounds like it.
Most castles have a bloody history at some point. You
Yeah.
know. So I mean, this French woman, we don't know. She could have been married to somebody. She could have worked at the castle. You know, there's that many different scenarios. But we did get clear footsteps there one night as well. So there's that wee bit of gravel path just at the castle.
Uh-huh.
We heard, and so we went out. But you know yourself, Aimee, there's a massive big field.
Aye,
There was
there's
nobody
if
there.
there's nobody there, there's nobody there. Like, it's just you guys.
And it took us seconds to get out and have a look, but it was definitely crunching footsteps coming along the path. You know, and again, that's another reason it makes it paranormal fascinating, because you get that many bits and pieces like yourselves that you think, well, I know there's a lot of skeptics out there. We're a wee bit skeptic. You've got to be, I think.
I think you always have to. I think you need to have that bit of being a skeptic, because if you don't, it's like if you're a full believer, then some things you're going to miss, because you're going to blame everything on the paranormal. You're not going to be able to go, no, but it could have been this or it could have been that.
Mm-hmm. I call that the parawagon.
The paranormal.
You know, people just, as soon as they hear, you know, especially if it to any movies, but especially
Yeah.
people just coming into the paranormal, you know, they'll go in their first investigation with a torch and a camera or something like that. Did you hear that? That's a spirit. Oh, that was a spirit as well. This place is
Aye.
mad. This place is, you know, on fire tonight, people. And it could be 101 different things, you know.
I could be a bug in the tree.
Aye, exactly. I'm no friend. I've set boundaries. I think someone's looking out for me, if that makes sense. I used to have a hi-fi. I've not heard that word for years. Hi-fi. That's giving away his age here, I think. Craig giving away your age a wee bit, old son. The volume button that would turn on without me touching it, or the remote. So you'd a haunted hi-fi.
Oh, so my telly does that all the time. So see if I turn my telly off, the off button on the telly flashes. So see, I can go months without turning the telly on, but the wee button at the bottom will flash all the time. And like the remote sits on the drawers, it doesn't get touched, and that button will just flash all the time.
You go for months without telly?
I watch my phone, but I'm that
All right,
generation that where I'm an iPad when like I can't watch the telly. I can't eat my dinner without watching telly or watching my phone.
well, we can't eat our dinner without watching still game.
Oh, I seen on Facebook this morning, I'm heartbroken that they put up and said they're coming out and doing an hour special in summer. I think it was Billy Connolly or something was doing it with them. For then me to be heartbroken that it's fucking an April Fool's. Heartbroken.
Seriously?
Aye.
I mean, we talk about it all the time, and I was saying, Pitt's comment up first, Skeptics are essential to any team. Each team needs someone to. No, every
absolutely.
team needs to be sceptical to a certain. There's too many people. I'll come back to still game. Go on. There's one individual who's got into the paranormal in the last, I don't know, couple of months. I'm not going to name him. I'll tell you who he is afterwards. But he was saying he's never done it in his life, so he wants to make it, this is his new thing, he's going to be the biggest in the UK, blah, blah, blah. And every time he goes out, he encounters a witch, a demon, a spirit. Everywhere he goes, he exercised the house the other week, you know, even though he's never done it before. He got the holy water out and, you know, everything to him. And it's people like that aren't going to get anywhere. They're either not going to get anywhere, or they just make arses of us.
There's like somebody on TikTok like that, but it's like in his flat, he's apparently saying that it's haunted, so it's like, but you can see him with fishing wire, like moving the blinds and moves the remote, and like full tables and everything have flipped, and it's like, why would you go to that extreme? Like if
for
you know,
followers and
like
money, basically.
That's literally it.
Which is my daughter's TV music system, the phone goes off and on regularly, but she's 20, so she's upstairs. Her room used to be mine. I woke one night to an old lady in a rocking chair, knotting. I think that might be knitting. Stared at her. No, wait a minute. Too early. In a rocking chair. I'm assuming that might be knitting. You stared at her. She stared back, and she stared at me. But it was always like, I'm here, you're here, I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing. I said, leave me alone, basically.
Oh my God, no, I just freaked out.
Are you sure you want to get into the paranormal?
No, see, the thing is, I say this, but it actually like pure excites me. We went for, so me and my mum went for a reading the other week. We did quite a lot, but I was lying in my bed 2 Saturdays ago, something, just ready to go to bed, watching my phone, and at first I thought it was my hair falling and gone across my face. So I've moved it, and it happened again. I thought, oh, I'm moving to the other side, so I've turned around, watching my phone, and it's happened again, but my hair never fell for that side. And it was as if somebody sat in the end of my bed. So see, when I went for the reading on Saturday, the lassie told me somebody sat in your bed and was playing with your hair. You just ignored them, but I says, what do you want me to do? I says, I wasn't got to shake their horn.
You just say hello.
What? But see, at first I never actually thought about it. I thought it was just my hair. And now the more that I think about it, my hair was tied up, so it couldn't have been my hair.
You see, and I'm going to come to still game, don't worry. In our altars, we had activity in our altars, which, you know, certain things happen, but just you says that's sitting on the bed. We used to get that, and we get 2 cats, and you know, you'd be lying in the bed and at night time, and you think that one of the cats had jumped up in the bed, and you'd look to, you know, you say, you know, right, shift or whatever. There was nobody there, and there was quite a few times, quite a lot of times, we felt that you could see the bed going down, as if somebody was actually sitting on it. I don't think it's happened down here actually, but it used to happen quite a lot. You know, you'd feel that pressing on the bed, and a lot of times we thought it was the cats, but they were near us. They mean they're happy. I'm open to. They mean no harm. They are happy. I'm open my door. I'm open. My daughter's open. Sometimes you just want to acknowledge it. Exactly. I've said this as well. That 9 times out of 10, all spirit is wanting is somebody for people to realise that they're still there. Whether it's one of your relatives or, you know, maybe somebody you don't know. It's just they're just wanting somebody to know. You know, we might not be here physically, but we're still about.
Right, we're still here.
You know, come and talk to us. You know, sounds mad, but when I was 5, I fell down the stairs. My clothes, the bottom I saw a lady walk out of the disused communal toilet. She looked at me, walked into the garden and disappeared. Also, I captured video of my passed away dog and cat balls, which I'm happy to send. Laura's got a cat and a dog, and I was going to say in jars. It's no jars. Urns.
Jars.
You know what I mean? The urns, like the containers. Is there a cat ball up the top, and the cat ball kind of kept going off. But getting back to still game, I never seen that post.
No, I did. So it was Glasgow Gospel that put it up this morning. So I had sent it to my partner, and then I was like, oh, buzzing. And before he had seen it, I had to delete the message because I realised that it was the 1st of April. And I thought, I really wanted that. I was pure buzzing. I'd planned a night to sit and watch it in the summer at whatever point. No happening.
I know. I was saying to Sarah, because I was reading a post the other day. I think it was either 7 or 9 years exactly to the day that the last episode aired.
It's crazy.
It's amazing the amount of people, and a lot of them were men, that says, you know, I still can't watch it. It still brings a tear to my eye watching that last episode.
I don't watch it. The last 8 minutes, I can't watch it. Don't do it.
And it's amazing how, you know, at the end of the day, it was a comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
But the impact that it had, especially in Scotland, we've got friends in Southampton. They've been up a couple of times. The first time they came up, we introduced them to Jack and Victor, and they were mesmerised. They loved them. But it's amazing how just that comedy show means so much to Scotland, basically. You know, and there was a guy on, it was yesterday or the day, I was watching him on TikTok, and he was saying that, he says, Still Game is my dinner programme. I've lost count the amount of times I've watched it. Every day I sit doing my dinner, I put Still Game on, and still watch every single, and we're the same. You know, it's a kind of, there's an occasional night we don't do it, but 90% of the time, as soon as we start doing our dinner, it's
Still Game. It's just like your comfort show, but isn't it? Like, you can watch it at any point.
And plus, maybe because I'm from Glasgow as well, but everybody's known or will know a Jack and Victor.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, everybody knows an Isa at one point or another.
We know plenty of Isas.
A Tam. We've got shops nearby us, and it was a couple of months ago I came in and I says to the wife, I says, do you know, I think there's a big guy owns a shop, you know, he's Asian, obviously. I says, you know, I think if you put a beard on him, he would look just like Naveed. And see, every time I get into the shop now and I see him, Laura and Craig will know, see, don't know who I'm talking about as well. He's a lovely big guy. Nice, but he's always says hello and talking to you. But every time I go in and I see him, I immediately just picture Naveed.
Aye, that's all you can think about now.
Aye, he's Naveed. Just Naveed with a shave, you know. But it's Still Game. It's one of these shows that, as you said, the last episode, when Jack says, I think they'll know where we're going, where we went, whatever it was, you know. And I know they still do the. Our 10-year-old is a big fan as well, and you know how when Jack and Victor go into the pub, I'm not going to say, but you go into the pub and Bobby always says something. You know, there's Jekyll and Hyde or whatever it is, and they'll come back with, and then Victor will go, or Jack will go, 2 pints. You know, that's one of the things your 10-year-old says. But I say, do you watch Ford and Shelby? Is it Shelby or Selby? Shelby.
No.
Ford's there's a lassie called Shelby. She's nuts. So if you go to TikTok, I think they're on YouTube as well. I think they're everywhere. But it's a kind of chat show they do in a studio. And it's for Kieran and this lassie Shelby. And that's quite funny.
Oh, actually, I have seen that. I've seen it on TikTok.
The two of them have got their own channels, but they do this.
TikTok, but they do like a podcast together.
Aye.
Aye.
Jack and Shelby. Is it no Ford and Shelby? Jack and Shelby. I'm sure it's Ford and Shelby.
No, I think it's Ford.
Yes, Spawned is up on YouTube. Victor and Winston stuck in the flat when they're lift breaks. Aye, it's Ford and Shelby, but no, I think it's so likeable because you can relate to the humour. It's things that happen to everybody. You know, and it's just it's embedded in Scotland. I mean, I think 20, 30 years down the line, folk will still be watching.
Still be gone. Aye, it's like the only Fools and Horses in it. Like all the generations keep it going into this generation. I think still game will be the same.
Aye, and Friends as well. I mean, Friends finished.
Aye.
I don't know how long will Friends finish, but that's still. I mean, we're big Friends fans as well, but we're bigger still game fans, you know. But it was a shame when it ended, you know. But this is they felt that they'd done everything they could with the characters.
Aye.
And that's why they kind of brought it to an end. I would like to have seen it, you know, carrying on, but you know.
But then you don't want to strung out that it's boring to watch.
Aye, that they run out of stories. I do get that, you know. But no, the last episode is quite a heartbreaking one.
Absolutely.
There's a paranormal question for you now.
Right now, probably Bill Ross's children's home. So that's in Carmichael. Carmichael? No, Kilmacombe. We went there. We went round that, and it was pure sunny. And see, have you been there?
No. Is that no away now? Does that no?
No.
Destroyed now?
Unless it has been in the last 4 or 5 weeks. But there's so many buildings you can't get in. But we went round, it was like a wee house at the back. And it's like I'm guessing it's the children's bedrooms because they're all got like certain wallpaper in it, and it's like every room would tell a different story. And we went outside and there's a roundabout. No, it wasn't windy. It was a pure nice day, and the roundabout started going on its own. And I'm like, but even if there was wind, it couldn't have done it because we tried to push it, and you had to put some force into moving this runabout, and it just started because we heard. So it was like, feel like a rusty thing that moves. That's what we heard, and it was like the clinking. And we looked out the window while we were in the house, and it was moving. So probably.
Did you see the wind wouldn't have moved it?
No, the wind could never have moved it.
I'm Victor to Scott's Jack. I think he's talking about height-wise.
Aye.
Also, what's been your best evidence to date?
Probably only that picture, because I think that's all I've got. I think that would need to be the best.
But it's a good capture because it's not very often. I mean, you get these folk in Facebook, and this is, I don't know about you, Aimee, they'll put up a picture. I put one up at Caldwell the other day, but they'll put up a picture and they'll put circles on it and arrows and all the rest of it. There's up and flashing lights on it as well. And they'll say, look what we caught. And it could be the back end of a bus.
See, I think some pictures, they're hard to believe because you don't know how much they're edited before they put them up. Especially if you don't know the person, see if it's just a random person on Facebook or TikTok's the worst for it. I see it all the time. and it's like folk, oh, I caught this voice or I caught this, and I think that sounds too, like, doesn't sound right. That's no a voice. You've done something here.
It doesn't fit in.
Aye.
It doesn't quite fit. It's, if you could, oh, here we go. Well, that's put you on the, you getting put on the spot now.
Obviously, I like to go out with you guys, but I think like my main one would be, so I've watched Kobe on YouTube for years. So I watched them before they even went into paranormal. They done like all the exploring abandoned places. So I watched them, and then they started going into paranormal. So I'd probably, I think that would be like, but not be like the top of the chain that I could say I want to go with them. That's a dream, but innit?
Right, so we're second, Laura. Sorry, doll.
No.
I'm only kidding you. No, but it's when you get, photographs, whatever it is, and you think, that photograph you go is a good capture because on TikTok, you did, dear, you did, but, we can always try. Sometimes we fail, sometimes we succeed. What can I say? No, I forgot what I was going to say. I just, you mentioned TikTok. Do you not think there's been a sudden upsurge in people who are suddenly psychic?
Aye.
Or they can suddenly read tarot? I was saying anything, our daughters started learning tarot cards after a good friend who's Tracy. I had the Tudor shows with her, but she's been doing it for, years and years. But do you know there's a suddenly everybody can either read tarot or they're mediums?
See, the thing is, I think tarots are it's so difficult to know if it's true or not, because if you're not taught properly, like I can go on eBay the new buy tarot cards and say, oh, I can read your tarots. I just need to learn what they are. Do you know what I mean? But I think if you're trained properly in doing it, then absolutely say you can do them. But if you've learned off the internet, you then can't say you can read tarot.
No, that's who means she's doing it. She does a phone call every Monday with Tracy for about 3/4 of an hour, and she goes through different cards. So she's gradually learning.
Exactly.
She comes out and she was out investigating with us yesterday, actually. We did a wee short one at Loudon. And her daughter's right into it. We don't push her. We just want to go at our own pace kind of thing. But she's wanting to go out and learn. But I've just noticed, and you get fed up looking at them.
I know. See, me and we're starting a class for 12 weeks for a spiritual awakening class. So, but I wouldn't say after that, oh, I'm psychic, oh, I can do this, I can do that. Like I can't actually remember what the class it does in it, but it's like, you can't read anybody I think being a psychic, you need to be born to it. Like, you can't learn to be it.
True self-page college. Have you ever had a personal experience you can't explain, not necessarily paranormal, just unexplained? Because I like to go back to you just say, David, because that's, have you ever had anything happen that you can't explain?
Probably that singing in that church with it knowing it was a church.
That is weird. That is, so you didn't know where the building used to be and what have you. And I know there's people that say, oh, you could have Googled the location before you went and, blah, blah, blah.
But see, that's the thing, like, I absolutely could have went there and Googled it before I went, and I can have looked into it and I could have knew where it was. But for me, I didn't. So it's like, if no one believes that, then that's absolutely fine. But I know.
That's their problem.
I know it, because I say I'll watch folk on TikTok or whatever, and I'll go, oh, they could have easily known that, and that's how. Or it's a lot of the time, see, like when it's like a spirit box or something and something's coming through, they just make up the stories as they go along. So I watched somebody a few weeks ago, and they were in somewhere in, it was up the top of Scotland somewhere anyways, and I thought, oh, let me watch it. And it was like, oh, the place got burnt down, and I went on to Google and I Googled what they'd said, and I thought, none of that's right. You've just took 3 words and ran with the story. Like, none of that's true, and you're giving that false persona to everybody else, and now everybody else is going to think that's the story that happened, and it's not.
No, there's 100%, and sounds like it's not an Aimee problem. Laura's meaning when people don't believe you, you think you've Googled or whatever, and you've
Oh, no, aye, of course.
you know. No, I get what you mean, Aimee, about these people. You do see it a lot. They'll get 2 or 3 words, and you know this person earlier on I was talking about. You know, he's done it a few times, and they'll get 2 or 3 words, and then all of a sudden they're making up their own story, or they're feeding off each other.
Aye.
You know, somebody will say one sentence, somebody will say another sentence, and they're putting together this big story. You know, or they're going to. Like, so this guy went out to a place the other day, and there was a pentacle, and he's with that. That's a pentagram. Witches' cults have gathered here. I hear comments saying that's not a pentagram. That's a pentacle, not a pentagram.
Aye. See, I hate, like, see, we obviously go into all the abandoned places, and see the amount of graffiti that's on the wall is obviously Wayne's gone in and doing it. See, like, when you see a lot of them's like 666, or don't go here, or don't do this, or noises here. See, when you see all these like symbols on the wall, you know it's been Wayne's that's been in and done it. It's no as if there was a witch cult that's came with a tin of spray paint.
Aye, advertised looking for recruits or something like that.
Aye.
But no, I get Caldwell's bad for his 666 and pentagrams and all that kind of stuff.
Aye.
I hate that as a researcher for PIH, you copy paste and you do these, it pisses me off. Sorry, boss. No need to say sorry, dear. But it's been people going to places and they're feeding each other information. You know, they'll hear one word, or you know, they'll hear something and they'll make take, oh, that said yes. Did you hear that? Aye, that said witches. Well, there was witches here. Aye, they were hung. Aye, that's right, they were hung. And before you know it, they've got a full film story.
Right. See, I studied history in school and in college, so it's always intrigued me. But everywhere we've went, I've no Googled it, I've no researched it, I've no bothered to do it. It's not until I come home, like that one with the church at Glazenock, that it played in my head for days before I even Googled to see what it was. So it's like, I like all the history of places. So like your castles, I'll look at what it was, or what it was used for, or who's been there. But I'll not do it until I'm home.
Oh, you'd better do. I mean, especially with Caldwell, you know, we got names and stuff in Caldwell through EVPs, through Necaphonic, and you know, we've been down the road, and Laura and Sarah, you know, they done the research. But we did look at the place briefly before we went, you know, get a rough outline of history, but names and stuff. We went back and the last research and said, well, you know, there was a X, A, B, and C, you know, that were actually there. But just jumping back to what you're saying about being psychic, Laura says, if I can find it, you're either born with it or you're not. My belief is, and I've spoken to many a person on the show about this, that we're all born psychic, some kind of psychic gift. You know, you hear, you know, story of babies, countless stories of babies looking in corners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think as we grow up, we're kind of programmed by society to, you know, that it's a load of bollocks, just be real.
Yeah.
But when you start getting into it more, there's a kind of, I always say there's a barrier.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
the more you get into it, and the more you go and investigate, and the more wee bits and pieces, it doesn't need to be buckets full of evidence. The more bits and pieces you get, the slower the barrier comes down. I mean, we've done many an investigation, and every one of us at some point has felt something, smelt something, you know, that nobody else has. You know, I mean, one example is one of the times we did Loudon, and I had I had the headphones on, the goggles, and I was out near the crypt, and I get the strong smell of perfume. And I says to him, I told one of the lasses that came out and stood beside me, but there was nobody near me. Plus, neither of the lasses wore perfume anyway. But I just, twice I smelt it, and then I took them off, I went back to the group, and I smelt it again. And I said, can nobody smell that? And nobody else could smell it. I thought it's really strong smell of a woman's perfume. And the funny thing was, we get married at the crypt at Loudon Cup last Halloween. And one of the women that helped organise it, she's friends of Loudon Cup, they look after the Cup card. I was telling her about it, and she says, that's weird, because two women in our group had both smelt perfume at different times in the same spot where you smelt it. You know, and so
I think that's just, it's so undeniable, isn't it?
Aye, because you know what's in one time there's a wee village called Stair, I don't know if you know it or no. It's like two houses in a pub or something. There's a church there, we've done it a couple of times. There was one time we were doing, and we get this strong smell of paint. Now, this is in the middle of nowhere, and the church was shut. There wasn't any work done. You know, you could tell there wasn't any fresh paint or anything. But we all smelt this strong smell of paint. And it was right, it's not as if it was wafting in off the breeze. It was right there where we were standing. And so I don't, you know, I don't say that's psychic, but I think we've all had times where we've felt something, you know, or heard something that nobody else has. And I think that's a wee psychic side of us opening up more. That makes sense. Makes sense to me.
No, it does.
Laura says you need to come out with Aimee. And aye, we do. We need to take a wee run back. Once the weather better, Laura, the weather sucks right now. Let's face it.
I know.
You know. Laura's saying Dean Castle. I'm not sure what she means by that one. I'm not sure what she means by Dean
that's
Castle.
the one in Kilmarnock.
Aye. They're in the middle of the you know, in the middle of the town. So
is that opened up now? Can you go in Dean Castle?
I couldn't tell you. Sarah or Laura's the best ones to ask for that. I
think it's not. I think it's like a visitor centre now, though. I think it's kind of like a museum type thing in it.
I've no idea for if you can get in it or. I was always under the impression that it was just locked up. Nobody was allowed in, but I think there's Craig saying yes, you can. You can get into it. And Sarah as well. You can go in with a tour. So, I mean, you always say you're just starting out in the paranormal. Tell me you've not been influenced by ghost adventures or any of that kind of stuff.
No. No, definitely not.
I think a lot of people come out of the paranormal, they're under that impression.
And that things have got to go flying across the room and, oh, no.
You can get, yes, tours are daily, you can get tours like, I was your flower, pets. I call a lot of people flower, it's like Glasgow thing. You know, they say, on you go, flower. I used to get slagged for this because I've only been doing here maybe, it's £5 for a tour.
It's free, but it costs.
A tour of the butt costs you £5. I don't know the rest of the body costs you, but your butt costs you £5. Right? Aye, I moved in here 2015, so just 11 years ago I moved in here. And people used to think it was weird that I'd call people doll or flower.
Doll. I hate getting called doll. I hate that.
Or hen. But I used to explain to them, but if you go into Glasgow and you see a guy opening a door for maybe a woman, so when you go there, you first when you go
But
flower.
I think it is such a Glasgow word.
As everybody even getting on off a bus, you get into a show, how you doing today, doll? This weather's crap. It's words, but there's Laura saying I thought I was your flower. Aye, but there's a lot of people come out of paranormal and it's creepy. It's not creepy. I think Sarah's talking about, doll and flower and stuff like that. This must be an Ayrshire thing.
See, so I think it is. So like my family, they're still in Glasgow, will say doll or hen. And it's like, alright. Down here we don't really say it.
Yeah, I don't hear it a lot down here. I don't know that I listen out for it, but no. But as I say, you go in and you see a guy opening a door for a woman, and the woman goes, "Oh, thanks very much, son." That's another common thing, and folk will call you son. No bother, though.
I think it's like an older person as well, though. Like I think like my generation don't really say anything like that. I don't think you can call anybody anything.
No, as it's kind of older. No, I'm giving away my age. You already know my age, but it's as Mary kind of older Glaswegians, folk are brought up in Glasgow, and that's just the way they taught us. Well, I've got a really bad habit of saying, you know what I mean? And I say it without even thinking. And I don't know, Sarah and I had a conversation a long time ago about the amount of times I actually say it in one day. But I don't realise I'm saying it. It's just, it comes out, and it's the same as doll or whatever. It just comes out. She wants creepy, high, sexy. I've got no idea what that means.
No, me neither.
You've lost us with that one, Flower. I'm afraid.
Confused.
She wants creepy, high, sexy. She's just been a twit. Sarah's telling she's been a twit. He's totally picked me off what I was talking about there. Stuff. So people about the paranormal, they've watched all these shows and they come in and everything's a big disappointment to them.
Aye.
And, you try to say to people, it's not like that at all. No, it's not like ghosts. No, everything's demonic, Now Craig's jumping on the wagon, I know. All right, doll, creeps me out. You hear it a lot in Still Game, actually.
Aye, but then they're for Glasgow.
Exactly, so that's my living proof that it is a Glasgow. You hear it a lot.
It's definitely a Glasgow thing.
But whenever you meet Craig, don't say all right, doll to him, because that creeps him out, evidently. The first I knew it.
I'll not say it just so I can hide behind them.
Sorry, Petal, Sarah. Sorry, Petal. Sarah says something was creepy, so I said hi, sexy to Sarah. You see, this is what I was talking about. We start between Sarah and Laura. Sometimes the conversation gets a bit confusing. So that comment was meant for Sarah.
I'm still confused.
And that, sorry, Petal. Sarah said something was creepy, so I said hi, sexy to Sarah. It's no hard. Well, it is kind of hard when you just read that.
But see, the thing is, it's lost in the comments is what's been said, so it's trying to keep up with everybody what's said something.
Aye, Craig Lang, agree. Aye, from the Craig Lang, I kind of pitch off what you're talking about as well. Know what I mean? Aye, so Caldwell, I know you were there the other week. But you went, you kind of chose the road. Was that your first visit there?
Aye. So we said
You
this.
chose
So
the
we
right
went,
time to go.
aye. So it had been soaking. You couldn't walk. It was freezing. So we hadn't seen it during the day. So we didn't really know where we were going. I don't even think we've seen it all. Because I think it
Sorry,
was
Amy,
too dark.
this is another thing that, see, that's what I mean, it's kind of, it's constant with these two. Hey, what's creepy? I have binoculars. I stay 3 months. There literally does. I'll tell you, I'll tell you, Craig's into photography, and
All right.
it was last year, Sarah will tell me, he put a post up on Facebook with different photographs, and one of them was the front of your house.
They were
And I
spying on
says to
you.
Sarah, I says, that's the front of your house. He's been outside your house taking photos. You know. Don't worry, Amy, it's not usually this mad on here. Sometimes it is. Depends who's on. Aye, so you were saying though about it was wet and damp and freezing.
So I think because we hadn't been, so we went out. See the bit where you did the investigation the other night when you were at just the back. So I think we only got that far and we turned round because it was too wet. So see when you go in the front door and obviously the elevator shaft and you go down the stairs to the basement, that had all flooded. So in there was all flooded. We seen the wee room that had chairs and stuff in it. We went outside and then we about turned and went back to the car.
It's the kind of place, if you're going to go for a first visit, you're better going during the day.
Aye.
So you can get the kind of layout of the house, because you saw yourself that there's quite a lot of big bricks and all the rest of it lying about, you know, and it does get very, very muddy, especially if there's been a lot of rain. And there is other houses on the estate that you wouldn't see, because I sent you a photo and I circled one of them. You would never find them in the dark.
No.
You know, same as if you don't know where you're going, you would probably never find the main house in the dark. Because you know, it's literally, you go in that wee lane by the cottage, and it just, that's it, it's pitch black.
So I had to follow your direction. So we got there. So we looked at it in Google Map, and obviously it shows you the road up and then it shows you the circle. And I thought, oh my God. But I had to follow the directions you had sent me because I thought, I don't know where I'm going. It's pitch dark. The road opens up that many times on the way there. I'm thinking, where am I going?
That's what I say, you direction, because when you say you know you were going with your mum, your man, and that, I thought, it's pitch black. She'll never find the house. So that's what I was saying, when you get down to the bottom of that road, go left and just the house sits right at the top. Because if you'd went the other way, it would have brought you round to the house eventually. You know, because it goes round.
That's a lot bigger, isn't it? That takes longer to get round.
Aye, whereas if you go one way, you kind of go straight up. If you go the other way, you need to go all the way round before you get to that point. You followed Scott's directions. That's what you follow my directions.
They got me there fine.
Thank you, dear. I mean, there's buildings on the left-hand side just as you go in the gate. I don't know if you noticed them.
Just past the cottage.
Aye, there's buildings on the left-hand side, and then if you do go round to the right.
That was the one that I was asking you about the other day. So
that we believe, right? I thought you meant behind the actual cottage, because there's people live. See when you go in, and then you've got the cottage on the right-hand side. There's people actually live in there.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the building was behind there, because I was telling Sarah, I says, I don't know what you mean, but I'm going to try and find out. So
see on the main road where you park, the wee guy lives in the house right there. See behind his garden, there's like wee houses, right, or like a cottage or something, because it's fenced off. So I think I've got a picture of it. Hold on.
Because as you go in the gate, the building's on the left. What we could work out through research with the last we worked out was that was the children's hospice in there.
Oh, right. Because there's 2 houses each side that folk live in, isn't there? There's that wee cottage, and then there's an actual house.
There's only
tucked
one.
in.
There's only the cottage as you go in. It's maybe about 200 yards down the path. There's a turning in, and there's a cottage in there that people live in. All the other side is all abandoned. Or the left-hand side is all abandoned as you're walking in.
No,
That's all
because the
fenced
left-hand
off.
side's got dogs. They had dogs in their garden.
Sure, it was called when you were at.
Yeah, in Paisley.
Aye, just between Paisley, between Barhead and Lupton.
Wait a minute, because I think I must be confused here, because when did we go to? Aye, that place that you went the other night. This place.
Aye, that's Caldwell.
So we parked the car on the main road
In a wee lay-by.
in the lay-by. Right on the main road, there was a wee cottage that the guy had dogs outside, right on the main road. We walked down a tiny wee bit, and there was hundreds of abandoned places that was all fenced off, and then you could turn in, and there was like a house behind the trees
Right.
that all had lights on. So it was that
Aye,
kind of
that's that. It's an elderly couple that live in there. I'm trying to think what you're talking about. The guy they got. Laura, Craig, say you've got to help. You've got to help me here because I don't know what bit you mean.
They had dogs in their garden. It says no parking, private parking on their gate on the main road, and then at the side of their house it says beware of the dogs, and it's 2 wee scruffy dogs. Like right on the main road.
I've never noticed a cottage here, a house there.
I don't know how. Because I could see in their house. I could see they were watching Sky News. Because the other house is tucked in. We didn't notice it walking down. It wasn't till we walked back up that we seen. So it must have sat walking back to the main road. It sat on the left-hand side, and that's when we noticed because the lights were on.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we got to the car, the cottage that sits right on the main road must have been watching football or something by that point. But it was the dogs we noticed outside.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking to Sarah. What Amy's saying is that I'll let Amy explain it to you. So she was there. Sorry, though.
Going to Caldwell, you park on the main road in the lay-by, and there's a cottage that sits right on the main road. Like you see that house driving by it, and then you walk down a bit, and there's like a abandoned, I don't know if it's like cottages or whatever it is, but it's all fenced off. And then on the right hand side, there's a house tucked into the trees. Because there was food parcels sitting outside their house.
What direction did you come from?
I don't know.
Did you come through the Glasgow way?
No,
Did you come to the...
So we came past the Canny Man. What's that, Moncton? Is that in Moncton? Or the fuck knows where that is. We came past that, and it's as if you're driving to car park in the sky. Well, I've no glasses on.
Okay, as you park on road, just go by private fence. It's okay to pass.
Yeah, so we went past that. We parked right at that gate. and it's like no parking on that. There's a big metal pole across the road, so you can't take your car down.
It wasn't food, it was dishes, I looked.
Or well, whatever it is, it was in like a B&M bag or whatever. We never actually looked at it. We just seen it sitting at the bushes.
What? I think she's correct. I remember it. How have I never seen that cottage?
I don't know how, like, I feel like I'm no correct here, but I know I am, because it's, I don't know how you've not seen it, because it's right on the main road. The cottage is actually called Podwell Cottage.
I don't know what Laura's talking about. I don't know. It wasn't food, it was dishes, I looked. Yep, it was dishes with plates.
That's because I said there was a food package sitting, but it was just see like a big shopping bag. That's all that was sitting. It was just sitting in the side of the road as you walk past. We never looked in it, so I just thought it was a food delivery, but obviously we never looked at it, so it maybe have been dishes that was in it. But I'm confusing myself, but that's the only place I've been in the dark.
It's almost directly as you go in. I'm going to see the next time we're going to very, very soon. I need to go up and look because I've never ever noticed. I'm not saying there's no cottage, obviously Laura, Craig and yourself. I see, all saying is there. I don't know why I've never ever noticed it.
So have you seen the cottage or the house that they live in?
Every time I've been, we come from the Lupton end, come for shooting.
I think, aye.
Right? And then
I take it that road.
And so you come through Lupton, do the main road, turn left and turn right, and then they turn right again because you're heading towards Barhead and stuff, Paisley.
Yeah.
And then Sarah's saying it's not the house you speak to, Scott, so it's another house that I've missed.
So you must speak to the cottage that sits right on the main road. So see the house that you speak to. Is it abandoned? A wee abandoned building right behind it, on the same side of the path.
Now the cottage that I speak to, the cottage I speak to, may sound like I talk to pussies. Hello cottage, how are you? Aye, so we park the car and then we go in the gate and we go straight down and it's a good 200 yards and there's a wee in shot to, as you see, you seem, so you coming back out, this cottage would be on your left. When we go in, the cottage is on the right. We've got a wee driveway into it.
So
that's the people we speak to.
Aye, so I'm so confused how you've missed this house, because
so am I.
See where you park your car. It's right there, as in your car's facing the house on the corner.
I've never ever noticed it, and I don't know how many times I've been in corner. I've never ever noticed it.
I need to get Google Maps up because it's going to stress me out.
Even Olgin Scottish Hitman. I think that's Mr. Andy Muir, maybe. See, there's another one having a dig at my age. No, you're probably right, Aimee. Just, I don't know how, I've never ever seen that house.
I don't know.
I don't know if I've never, because we've been, I might be an Olgin Andy, but I'm taller than you, boy. We proved that last week at Call. That's Andy for Spig, the munchkin, the dwarf. The wee guy.
That's you getting your dig in now.
What we're talking about, right? Aimee she's been in Caldwell, right? And trip back because.
See if you go back, I'm coming this time so I can prove to you that there's a cottage on that main road.
You're no 5'6", Andy, because I'm 5'6", and last week you must have grown or Rigger stretched you, because last week you were shorter than me. You're too intent in getting to. And maybe that's what it is, because when we park the car, I'm out to put the boots on, and you just want to.
See, so I don't understand how you get out your car, you put your shoes on, and you walk. You literally see where the metal beam is to stop your car going in. Their house is right next to it. It's lit up.
Oh, I'll need. Sarah says she can't find it on the maps.
No, I can't find it in the maps. That's how I stopped.
Yeah, you had heels on. I did had my hiking boots on. So Andy, Amy's saying that just when we park the motors at Caldwell, at the wee lay-by, that there's another house there with people, guys living in. But I've never ever noticed it. To this day, I mean, we've been there countless times and I've never ever noticed, but Craig and Laura are saying that she's right, there is a house there, so I need to get back up and have a look, because, there's a cottage near the main entrance, so there's another one. How the hell have I never ever noticed that thing?
I have no idea.
Well, there's something else, well then. I mean, I don't know what the lasses can tell us, because Craig's just been. I do need my eyes checked, Andy, because I thought you were good looking at first. I saw you, then I put the torch on. I watched your investigation last night, Andy. I'm a man. But see, that's just sexist. What do you think, Aimee? It's because I'm a man. Well, I'm certainly surprised at that one. So a return trip, because I need to find this other coach.
Aye, you definitely need to go back, because you need to.
Oh, we're going back. That's I know Riggy was there last night and yesterday morning with his sidekick there, with Andy. Aye, well, I'll be in touch with Mr. Rigger. I might phone me. I've got to phone Memorial to find out where my invite was. What I'm saying, young man. Because I don't remember getting an invitation in the post or by any form of mail. Anyway, getting back to Caldwell. Have you found it yet, Aimee?
No, I'm still trying to find it. I've put it onto like satellite so I can see above, but I'm also trying to look at the pictures that I took to see.
I'm allowed out. If I ask the wife and give her 4 days prior notice, written notice, I am allowed out. I was at B&M today, and I went out myself to do the school run twice today. Fine. So I am allowed out. But we love Caldwell. We started investigating there about 4 years ago, something like that, and we spent about 2 months investigating there at all different kind of times of day. And the amount of evidence we gathered up with us was insane, really. So we were back last week. Is that the one with the gate with the little post box outside?
Yes.
How have I not seen this?
Yeah. Honestly, you must be blind, because that's crazy that you missed it. I didn't realise how much of Caldwell there actually is to have got this on a satellite. Holy moly.
It's 280 acres. 280, 283 acres. It's immense. It's huge. I know she does here. Because you get the buildings at the bottom as you go in, and then you've got the main house, obviously, and then over the other side, there's 2 houses.
Yeah, so I'm looking, so I can see like the castle on this, and then I can see like a water pump, I think that is, and then there's one big massive house. I didn't realise it was so close to the golf course though.
Aye, it is pretty near. Sarah was doing more research on it last week, and she says there's a lot more bits of Caldwell that we haven't found. Even on Google Earth, I
Yeah.
can't see it. We can't have you dying there. I don't tend to pop off for a long time yet, Flower. Andy's asking, have you been before, Aimee?
No, so that was my first time in the dark. But we said we were going to go back when it was light up, try and let the ground kind of dry out because it was really slidey inside, to try and see. I want to go in the light to see what we can see as well. If we can
For
see
your
if I'm
first
right.
time, you're better than doing during the day, because then you can
Yeah.
get the lay of the land and you can see the house, because there's more to the house round the back. We're convinced that there's a basement. The basement stretches further.
Oh, really?
Because when we were there previously, we kept come with us. It's a bog, sure, a bogland. I said that it's better when it's fully dry. It is. We were there. Oh, when did we do Caldwell before? Was it during the summer? Late summer, maybe we did it. But at the back of the house, it's quite, the land's quite unsteady at the back. But we're convinced that the basement stretches out. But we could never find another entrance there.
Yeah. See, I don't
Leave
think we
that
were
with
there
me, young
long enough.
man. Because we're shopping tomorrow again without you. Leave that one with me. But we're convinced there's more to the basement than you actually see.
See, the basement, I felt as if it was like, see when you went down the stairs, and then there was like 2 rooms this side, and then it just went out to the outside, so there wasn't very much, unless we missed a lot of it.
I'm getting my nails done at 11. I can go tomorrow if I take Paddy's or Jack Russell. The new Dynamo. Are you and Lily as well as Craig and old Kelly? I take it that means Kelly.
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
Well, you're known Kelly, ain't you know?
No, I'm Irvin.
You're Irvin. I'll not hold that against you. I've not got the basement. Mind the basement goes both ways.
Oh, does it?
Aye, see when you go down the stairs, see if you get back in yourself, there's more rooms on the other side.
So we never seen them then?
You've only seen half the basement. I used to stay in Kilwinning. And that's bloody worse.
That is worse.
Aye, as you go down the stairs into the basement and you get back in yourself, then there's more rooms. Because it was one of the rooms when we first investigated, Laura and Sarah were saying that they saw somebody, we got a name for this guy as well, peeking out through the room just underneath where the lift shaft is. You've seen him a couple of times. And Caldwell was amazing. The only thing was the signal in the basement. That was it.
There's none. I didn't get signal anywhere. After we got out the car, my signal went, and I never had any at all.
In the circle, doing the boating end seems to be okay, and outside the house is okay for signal. But as soon as you step in the foyer, your signal goes. But we were lucky last week we went right to the end of the basement, and we got a wee spot that we managed to get a signal, but you were scared to move. That's when we did the K2 going up to red.
Uh-huh.
I think you were watching, Aimee.
Yeah, it was.
Laurie, you're not allowed out, LOL. With the K2 going up to red, and you know, there's no put that building, as I said, that building's dead, so we can't explain. But we want to get back and recreate that, same as we want to get back and recreate the photograph.
Yeah, absolutely.
That we took. Because see, I was Sarah that noticed it, and then I looked at it. We think we caught a guy standing on the stairs in the basement looking down.
Oh my.
The
Crazy what your phone can catch, but you can't see into it.
Aye. That wee building was great. Aye, I want to know what that building is, because the rest of the buildings were all kind of collapsed in. But they seem to find a wee kind of shelter building last night. I'm getting better. Laura's been unwell for the past week or so. Aye, it's with your phone, it's the same as that's why we use, I mean, people spend, that's a lie, I was going to say, you don't need to spend tons and tons. I don't know, as you say, you're not a tech person. We're not a tech team.
No.
You've walked past it. I probably have walked past it loads of times, young man. Same as this cottage that everybody's talking about with the guy with the ducks. I think you might have a look, because I'm tunnel vision.
Literally drive the road, and it sits on the road. Like, you can see
I'm going to need to get back and have a good look, because I don't have a clue. I've never ever noticed it. Tech-wise, you know, do you get out much to events?
What, like
investigation?
investigation?
I've talked about paranormal events.
No. Never, sadly.
So we looked into doing events a few years back, you know, to hold an event, but there was too much red tape, you know, it was insurances and all that kind of stuff, and don't know. We went to one event about 3 years ago, something like that, in the vaults. It was organised by a guy down in England, and it was just a shambles.
I see.
I was meant to finish about 4. I think we left about 1.
Oh, really?
It was just, it wasn't organised, you know. We went in, and everybody was in this one wee room. Rigger was there, Spig was ways, and there was another team for Fife ways. And so this guy was giving a, you know, a blah, 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 blah. Then he just buggered off, and we're sitting there thinking, right, well, they all went into the next room, started investigating, and we were just wandering about, you know.
I don't know what to do.
We'll just go and amuse ourselves, basically. So it came about 1 o'clock, and we were getting nothing. We get sod all in any of the rooms, and there was folk just walking up and down the corridors, and we thought, you know what, let's just pack up.
Let's just go
and get home. And Rigger, they did the same. Pardon me. Do you not get out with Scott? And this is our first night on the show, Andy. Give the lassie a chance. God's sake. The K2 that was Grace mean the one in Caldwell. We can't explain that, because I was with Craig yesterday, and was saying to Craig that we're talking about that. I said, well, if something was causing it, for instance, our phones, then it would have stayed constant.
I think you weren't close enough for it to be your phone.
I don't know, she's a freshie. A newbie, not freshie.
A newbie.
A newbie. But no, see, we weren't close enough for it to be our phones. And then, if there'd been some other kind of outside source causing it to light up, it would have stayed constant. But it didn't, you know, it stayed like that for X amount of minutes. and then it just went dead. And that was it for the rest of the night. I think they got one with a wee flicker to green.
Mhm.
And then it just went totally dead. But what I was saying about the tech is, you know, a lot of people, when we come out of the paranormal, they might spend hundreds of pounds on all these different gadgets and stuff because they've seen them on telly. You know, Ghost Adventures use these, you know, infrared heat seeking camera and all the rest of it. So I'm going to get. We did the same when we started out. We spent, you know, quite a wee bit of money on different bits and pieces. Half of them we never ever used. You know.
Yeah.
But we're a kind of basic team. We just use, you know, K2, couple of REM pods, cat balls, that kind of thing. Because I believe the spirit is, it's going to sound bad, it's basic. I don't mean that in a way,
Oh,
you know.
but yeah.
You know, they're not interested in how much a camera costs or how many, you know.
I
I
always think
would
about
say,
it, but if they were here years ago, so a lot of them come from like hundreds of thousands of years ago, how are they going to know how to use the tech in our day? So like a cat
aye,
ball to them is probably like they've probably seen that for back then. But if you put or like a movement thing, they don't really need to do it and they walk in front of it, that's fine. But if you put a thing that they need to press a button to do this, to make a sound, to do this, they're going to be like, I'm not touching that, I don't know what that is.
exactly. You know, and you know, as you say, they could have been about hundreds of years ago, and maybe you know they perceive this as evil. You know, they don't
Yeah,
know what it is. You know, you don't need anything except a phone. It's all the stock. That's true. Here we go. I think there's a bit of bickering between the boys here. We aren't like Spig with all the high tech rubbish. LOL. Calm yourself, Craig. LOL. I think there's a wee bit of friendly bantering going on there.
comments
But as
are going mad.
as with that guy I was talking about earlier on, we met up with him, shall we say. We had an encounter with him,
Mhm.
Laura and I, the other week, and one of the guys that was with him, Laura's off. It's been a good live. Thank you, Aimee. Good to meet you. Hope to hear and say, oh, you will be, though. You will be.
You don't know, get rid of me.
One of the guys who was where I was talking to him, so I'm going to buy this and going to buy that. I said, well, we use the phone, the voice recorder in Laura's phone. It does the same job.
Hmm.
Laura will press record, Laura will switch it on and just leave it live.
Yeah,
And we, you know, she's picked up many an EVP. Just, oh, right, and I never thought of that. Your phone does it. I said, well,
yeah,
save yourself a couple of £100 on, you know, whatever. Just use a voice recorder. It does the exact same job. And so we you know, you'll get people who will buy this, buy that. You need to get this. You get bollocks. You don't. Because spirit doesn't care.
no,
You know,
exactly.
we've done investigations with a cat ball and a K2 before, and we've
Mhm.
had results. You know, no
Yeah,
great,
exactly.
fantastic, but we've had results. You know, because I always look at it. If you get two guys and one's got, you know, several £100 worth of tech gear there, and then you've got another wee guy and he's got a ball. You think, who's the spirit going to go to?
I just
The
the wee
guy with all
ball.
these flashing lights, or the guy that's holding a ball?
Yeah.
I would go for the ball.
Right,
You know,
exactly. That's easier.
aye, and they know. Let's face it, balls go back. I don't know, hundreds of years. Everybody knows what a ball
Aye.
is. You know, um, when you's next, when you's all next out. I don't know, young man. I'll be talking to Rigger tomorrow. We'll be talking to Fat Chops tomorrow. Once the weather picks up, then the schools finish up tomorrow for
Hmm.
Easter, so we're hoping to get out, you know, um, over that period as well. But we will be out very soon. Aye, so see, I'd go for the guy with the ball or whoever was holding the ball. You
Yeah.
know, when you went to Caldwell, I know you were just there briefly. Did did you feel anything?
I wouldn't step into. So see when you go into the basement, see so there's like So you go straight down the stairs and walk. Do you walk straight? It's like the wee room that brings you outside. It's got like plastic hanging inside it. I wouldn't go in there. I couldn't. I felt physically sick even trying to walk in it. Couldn't do it.
But you should, guys, because you're not going out with him, are you, Aimee? Just ignore him. Just ignore him. Look, people that have been at Caldwell, you know, some will say, you know, as soon as you walk up to the house, you get that kind of feeling you're being watched. You get that feeling that,
absolutely.
You know,
So
for the windows are, you know.
There, we heard a scream, but we weren't sure if it was a bird or not, so we just ignored it. But we never heard it again.
That's really weird you say it. I love it. You heard a scream. I was telling Craig about this, Sarah and Lauren about it. When we first investigated Caldwell, we were friendly with one of the people still in the estate. We no longer are, but never mind. She told us that one night her and her pal were walking up, you know, the path that yous walked up. And there was about 4 teenagers came running, flying down that hill from the house. And they stopped and says, you know, what's going on, what's up? And they says that they heard a woman scream.
Aye.
Up at the
So
house.
it was right at, so see, obviously we've followed the circle round, and then see where the road kind of splits and it's right in front of it and you can see the side of the building. So we were standing right there, and it's like I've never ever heard such a high pitched scream in my life. But we kind of thought, oh, it's just a bird, because we hadn't been in it yet. So I think if we had let that sink in, that could have been a scream, we wouldn't have went in.
That was just what I thought it might have been, but when they spoke to these teenagers, and the lassie told us, says you could tell that they weren't at it. They weren't kid knowing they were actually. You could tell the look in their face they were actually terrified of what had heard. She's away. My guest just disappeared. My guest is gone. Oh, we got a wee circle there. Might be coming back. I've been abandoned. No, I don't.
Oh, what is? I don't know what's happened. It kept me off, and now I'm still there.
I don't know. I've got a. Hold on 2 seconds, dog. Right.
Josh, 2 seconds. Josh, I'm on the phone. I don't know what. That just kicked me off completely there.
It just went black. And then you disappeared. Andy's asking, do you drive?
No.
I felt an uneasy feeling around the lift shaft. I can't describe it. It wasn't from vertical or anything. Tesco Wi-Fi issues. Don't know who you're with, if you're with Tesco or not. The lift shaft is where we got the majority activity. But the scream. So she says you could tell they weren't there because they were actually terrified. But I'm just thinking, when you says you heard the scream, it might have been a fox.
See, so I stay right at a river, and we hear foxes every night, and it absolutely wasn't a fox.
Right, because I remember. Sorry, on you go, dog.
I hear them all the time. So like, you'll be out and I'll hear a fox, and I'm like, I can straight away I can tell the difference between a fox and something else. That absolutely wasn't a fox.
I was just an idea, because I used to do security at Braehead when it first opened, and there was one that I did outside security with this other guy, and we were walking down the back of the retail park, and we heard this almighty screech, and I said, what the was that? I thought it was a lie. He says, that's a fox. I thought he was kidding. He says, no, seriously, he says, I hear it all the time.
Right.
He'd
Sounds
worked there
like
for a few
fighting.
weeks. I says, I thought that was, he says, no. And then sure enough, I kept seeing bloody foxes roaming about everywhere at night time. Craig's saying a pheasant. I don't know pheasants.
Oh, I don't know what.
All pheasants are gangsters. I don't know what kind of noise pheasants make.
I don't know.
But it's just weird when you say that scream, because that's with these teenagers. Obviously, we never met them, but the last I'd met them, and she said they were actually terrified.
But that's the
see,
thing.
I want to hear that. That's what I want to hear when I'm there in the dark. A scream. I don't want anything bad to happen to somebody, but it's a kind of thing I'd like to hear. But Caldwell, no, it's definitely got an atmosphere all to itself.
I thought I had a video of it in it, but I don't. Can't hear it in any of them. But by no means am I saying it was definitely a scream. It could have been any sort of wildlife, but it was just as soon as we walked up, but it wasn't as if there was any birds in the sky. There was nothing, no bushes rattled or anything like that before or after it. So, but it could have absolutely been any kind of animal.
We see that's a good thing. We're either going to Caldwell or we'll begin back to Loudon. There's loads of peasants. I think he means pheasants up there. See, that's a good thing. You see, you're just coming out of paranormal, but you're coming in with the right kind of frame of mind. You know that you're willing to, if you hear a sound or something, that you're willing to go and have a wander, try and find out what it was, rather than just say, all right, I'm in the paranormal now, we're going to hunt down the spirits and we're going to prove it's real and blah, blah, blah. You kind of get the open kind of mind thing. Well, we might hear something.
Though. You need to be open-minded going into it. You can't be closed off and say, oh, that was definitely spirit or that was definitely this. Like, you need to kind of have but it could have been this or could have been that.
You need to, because at the end of the day, especially if you're doing a live and you say, right, well, you know, say you've got 20 people watching, whatever, and you say, right, I heard I know that was spirit. Well, they 20 people might say, no, it wasn't spirit, because that could have been X, Y, and Z. You know, it's when you come out of paranormal, you have to be open and patient. We said I have been patient. You do need a lot of patience. Like I said, a few years ago, we used to do an old power station as well. We don't do it now because it's too dangerous now. But I went one night with this other guy, and we were outside doing a live, and we could hear this tapping sound. Now it's abandoned. This place is just derelict, you know. But he was saying, oh, I think we've caught something here. So I went wandering in the power station to have a look, and there was corrugated iron lying in the room behind where we were. And it was like 4 or 5 drops of water dripping down, hitting the corrugated iron. So I came out, and he's like, he's still here. I says, it's corrugated iron. It's water dripping onto it. Told me the spirit there. You know, see, he was ready to jump on the parawagon, but I was like, no, you know, hold on, I'll go for a wander. Not that I was expecting to bump into a spirit, but you go wander, don't you?
But if you went to that side, there wasn't water, then you've sort of more an explanation of what could have been. But you could have easily ran away with that and told everybody, oh, your TikTok, oh, your Facebook, and says, we heard tapping, asked it questions, and then said tap once for yes or no, whatever. And you could have ran with it all night.
Aye, but that's not the way to do it, because see, as soon as you start the faking thing, if you get caught out once, then you could be doing this for years, and if you decide to try and fake something and you get caught, then everything you've done in the past, it might have been genuine, but everybody's going to doubt everything
it.
you've done.
Yeah.
You know, and you're finished in the paranormal then, because everything you've done in the past and in the future is going to be doubted.
Yeah.
You know, there used to be, I can't mind the name of it, but there are too many fake teams out there. Very, very true, Andy. There was a woman we used to argue about with Let's.We Eagle. She watched, I can't mind the name of them now, but they were big on YouTube and Prime and stuff. It was a TV show. That's got annoying. I'll find the name. I can't mind the name offhand. But anyway, this woman worshipped them. Absolutely worshipped them. You know, they were the number one team in Britain. Blah blah blah. But then one of the guys get caught. What you were saying about the fish wire.
Yeah.
He had a ball on a stair and he'd fish wire attached to it, and he was pulling the wire, and the ball was moving. You know, and but she didn't believe this because she was that much in love with him. She said, well, he's been caught on camera doing it. You can watch the video and you can see the guy. They point out where the wire is, and they show you him pulling the wire.
See, you just can't fake stuff like that.
But that's it, you know, you have to be willing to learn. I hate fake twats.
Yeah.
That's a polite way of saying. But you do.
That's been nice.
You know, that's all I mean. People who say I'm an expert in the paranoid. No, you're no bollocks. There's no such thing.
I don't either. You can't be an expert.
You can. You can learn off other people. You know,
if somebody has got more experience, you can learn off them. But not. I don't think you can be an expert in it. Because if you're an expert, you're going out and you're getting evidence every single day and answers, and that's never going to happen.
No, we're quite close with Mark Egerton. He's an author and an investigator and a tour guide. He's been doing the paranormal for 50 years now. He was trained by Peter Underwood. I don't know if you know who Peter Underwood was.
No.
He was kind of granddaddy of the UK paranormal, basically. He's along the same lines as kind of Harry Price and what have you. He's one of the founders of the Ghost Club as well. But Peter Underwood was Mark's uncle. And that's what Mark says. He says, I've been doing this 50 years and I've only ever maybe seen an apparition once. I think. He thinks he's seen one. He says, I'm not 100% sure. He says, but I think I've seen it once in 50 years. And he's been, I don't know how many investigations he's done. The only thing I can't explain when you was at Colwell is the EMF meter. That's just a mystery, you know. But we'll find out next time we get back. We'll stick a K2 back down where it was, see what happens. I'm one of these ones, if I see people being fake, they're going to know about it. How long you've been doing paranormal, Scott? We've been running for 6 years, but I've been into paranormal for, I don't know, decades and decades, but we've only been doing this PIH for 6 years. 6 years in May, June, I think. It's nearly our anniversary. You know what I mean? So it's something. There you go, 6 years. That's the Olgin. That's the Paul one. You know what I mean? Since the 1900s. You cheeky bastard. Well, I said the B word. But we're going to, I'm going to wind up there because that's nearly 2 years we've been on. And we only usually run for about an hour. As we did say, we could probably gab, but I'm going to bring you back on and I'm going to get you with us, Aimee, anyway. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're known a group, you don't start it. Do you think, is your plans down the line? I might as well ask Andy. How long you been doing it, Andy? Probably say 2 weeks, something like that one. Oh, over 20 years. What's your ambitions in the paranormal?
What, me?
Posh there. Are you hoping to start up your own group at one point or become part of a group? Or?
I think I just want answers. That's my problem. I like answers, and you can't get it with the paranormal, so it's like you just get brought in more. So I don't know where I'd like to
Aye.
go with it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what I'd like to actually do with it, but
Do you know, at the end of the day, that's the best way. When Sarah and I started this, as I said, I've been into paranormal for decades, but I've never done anything about it. And then, we started paranormal history. It was somebody else's suggestion that we start up the group and what have you. And we thought we'd last about a month, honestly, because the two is, we didn't have a clue what we were doing. And we thought, well, it was June locked, and we thought, well, let's give it a go, see what happens. And we didn't have a plan, nothing. We thought, well, if it lasts a month, fair enough. We tried it, it failed. But I think that's the best way. Just, you follow your own path. You'll get people saying, oh, do this and do that, but don't listen to them. Just you do whatever you feel you want to do.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I say that again, do you know what I mean? Aye, you don't, people, you get people that I've started paranormal and I'm going to be big, I'm going to be the home of the UK parrot and all that crap. Nah, don't do that. Just, just take it at your own pace, and do whatever you feel. And the other thing is, I've come up with some daft ideas in the past, but you run with them. See if you come up with ideas and you think, oh, people are going to think that's stupid. Sort them, because it might work for you. You go with whatever's up here. Who do you investigate with, Aimee? She's not done an investigation yet. We'll probably be our first team she'll investigate with. Andy.
The honour.
We get the honour of the newbie. So get it, as Winston would say, get it round you, Finport. What I mean?
Yeah, that's a good term.
Get it round you, Finport. At least, Sarah says the other day, actually, just before we wind up, Sarah says I need a still game detox.
No, I don't think you can do a detox with still game, though.
You can't. Because, if you don't watch it on telly, it's on TikTok or it's on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
So it doesn't matter where you go, there's still... Aye, you see a clip of it or whatever. She would be good in it. She probably would be, that can be discussed. How rude, Algin. I don't care if I'm rude. I'm still doing my look. That's all that matters. I've got the looks, and as Rigger will tell you, I'm slim. I need to tell Rigger this, but I'm going to tell you first, and then I'll wind it up. I do this a lot, Aimee. I'll say I wind it up. There was one show, I think I said about 7 times, and then I finally ended it, because you see, I'm going to wind it up, and then something else pops into your head.
Aye.
And then you keep talking, he's right. But, aye, so we were at with Andy and Rigger last Monday, I think it was, we were up at, I think it was Monday. We were up at Caldwell. And so Andy and Rigger had it on a live, and Sarah was in here watching. And she says that Rigger walked into the house, and I walked behind him. Now, Sarah thought I was wider than Rigger up until last week. But then she said, and I quote, that Rigger walked into the house, I was behind him, and she could still see Rigger. So he's wider than me.
There you go.
That'll do for me. A total bit of useless information there. Know what I mean? It was last Monday. You get your days mixed up, but don't you? And don't say it's all day, Jandy, because it's
no. They just roll into one.
I'm going to tell Rigger, he's my new best pal. I'm going to run and tell him, and I might get a sweetie for it. I might get some brownie points for it if I run into Rigger. You know what I mean? I'll tell him first, Andy. Don't worry. I will
you get your side of the story in first.
Aye. I know what happened. I was there. Know what I mean? Poundland, Colombo. That's another still game quote. I need to stop quoting still game. Because Sarah will give me any bother. Aye, so I'll keep a hold of you just after we come off, so don't disappear on me, Aimee.
Okay.
So keep an eye out for this. Oh, I bet it wants you drink Spike wants you as well. So here's a question for you before we wind it up. Craig has said you'd be good in our group. Andy's saying we're taking Aimee.
So
Who
what,
would you choose?
are you not in the same group?
No, we're two separate groups, but we're known rigger for, I don't know, about
So
4
is
or
that
5
who
years.
you at Codwell with?
Aye, Spig.
Ah, so I
Rigger
thought
was
you
my best man at my wedding.
So I thought you were the same group.
No, we're two separate groups, but we've done a lot with Spig down through the years. That makes me sound dead old, doesn't it?
I was going
Down
to say
through
that
the
because
years.
I had never heard of them until I seen you had went live on Monday, and I had went over to their TikTok because you were coming off, and I just thought you were the same team.
Aye, no, ignore that comment there.
No, we are legends of paranormal. These are the team.
I'd rather be the team, just a wee simple team going about their daily business than the legends of the paranormal, you know what I mean? I mean, I could say, I could put a fire in the iron, and I am the fire. Say, I'm the Scottish ambassador for the paranormal.
There you go.
Which
You take that title.
Aye. So for the 3rd year running, so get that round you, Finport. Shut it, Tadger. Oh, don't excuses. No, it's you need to look up Scotland's Paranormal Investigation Group. It's Rick that started it.
Right, so I follow them on TikTok now, but I hadn't heard about them until you done the investigation with them.
I know we've done quite a few investigations with them. They're one of these genuine groups. Even though Andy loves himself, somebody's got they're one of those these genuine groups that if you go with them and if they get nothing and they tell you we've got nothing.
Yeah.
Why was you not on live, Aimee, last night?
I was working last night. I did say I got the notification, but I was working. They kept calling me Aid as well.
Aid?
Aid.
That's no.
Ad.
That's no. Don't do that, Scott. Don't do that. Not to her. Don't do what?
Do what?
Don't do that, Scott. Because your name online was that.
Aye, because it only comes up AD 1872. Aye.
Right, I'm waiting before I wrap this, I'm waiting to see what I've noted today.
I know, I'm quite confused.
Just in your own time, Craig, whatever.
You need to get faster fingers for typing.
Aye, must be writing a book. I hate that. See, you mail somebody. A lot of my guests are that. You mail them, right? And say when they're replying, you get the wee kind of bubble and the wee dots. And that goes on and on and on and on. And then it comes up, okay.
I hate that.
You're there for about 10 minutes. So they must be writing something real important or something. And it's okay. Yeah.
Aye, that's it. It's left with that.
I'm confused as well. Right. You come out with both teams together, and this is what you'll get.
See, that's the thing. We should do that. Just go out together, so I don't need to choose who I want to go out with.
But what we not to do, Craig? That's what I'm asking.
Aye, I don't understand why.
The banter, maybe. I don't know what I'm going to do. The banter, don't do the banter. Is that what you mean by don't do the banter? See, it does get quite confusing.
Look, that's a few times I've been confused now.
I'm lost, was buying wigs and came back onto this earlier. Rigger and Andy are top-notch blokes. Take the piss, but top blokes. I'm still, I don't know. I'm still looking.
I don't get it.
Don't do that. Not to her.
I don't know. Is it like, I don't know. You come
Is
out
it
with both
cryptic
teams
clues or something?
together, and this is what you'll get. So, what is it like asking me? I don't know.
I meant to don't make her choose
Don't make
between.
her choose.
I'm not the one who's made her choose. My hands, as Herod said, I wash my hands for this. Right, I'm going to wind it up there, folks. You will be seeing Aimee again on the show and out investigating. Not going to say who with, you know. I'm 6'6", huge fingers, wee phone.
It doesn't match.
Well, you know. You're gone. Don't know what the hell that was about, but he's gone and banned.
That was the most weirdest comment I had seen all night.
I know, an entity in the shower laughing at, you know, so he's gone, and root vegetable. That is a new one, but he's been kicked and he's been banned, so that's it, done and dusted. So thanks everybody for watching. We're back live on Sunday where we have my good friend Matt Barn, the paranormal consultant. He's not been on for a couple of years, but the guy is wacko. So I'll be on with him on Sunday, kind of joy will catch up. You will be seeing this young lady again very, very soon, so don't worry. As I say, I'm not, fingers on lips, not saying who we're. That's up for debate, evidently. Nothing to do with me. Wash my hands of it. So we're out here now, folks. Enjoy the rest of your evening. No doubt we'll catch up soon. See you out soon. We will be out soon, young man. Probably with maybe a new recruit. Aha, that's what you worried now, isn't it? Right, night, folks. Bye.
Bye.